Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare.
I speak on this often, and I'm going to speak on it again. But chanting and rituals and the ritual of chanting. Of course, it benefits you in the future because you're preparing for something. So of course, it's going to help you, tomorrow and the next day. But the esoteric part of that is that it also goes backwards. It also helps you as a child. It also helps you get through challenging moments as a child or in the past. So, chanting to your troubled child is a great benefit because that helps you be a stronger, clearer person, and it gives your past self strength and holiness to get through whatever they're going through. A lot of friends come from checkered backgrounds, and hopefully chanting will help them realize and get some sanctity of their past lives, so they won't be doing so horrible today. The holy name benefits everything, and you can chant it anytime you want to. I was raised Catholic. I did a lot of rosary chanting. So chanting on beads was an easy shift, but it was told to us over and over and over again, if you chant the rosary, your prayers will go where they're supposed to go. And if you chant the holy name, your prayers just spread out. They just go everywhere, like radiation rings or rings in a pond. If you throw rocks in it, and it just gets larger and larger and larger and larger and larger. This is what Srila Prabhupada wanted. He wanted people in their homes to open up their homes to Krishna consciousness and to have satsang and arti and to engage people in the community who might not necessarily have the time or the gumption to go to larger temples. Larger temples are great. When I'm at a large temple and I'm in awe, I close my eyes. So I could really be anywhere. I could be in my living room. It doesn't matter. The presence of the holy name is what matters. So you should go where the vani, the vibration, is the strongest. And sometimes that is somebody's house. So thank you for joining us at the Yale Drive Ashram. It is our honor and privilege to bring Krishna Consciousness to y'all on a very small, homegrown level. We're going to take 5 minutes, and then we're going to read some Bhagavad Gita, the best book in the world. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Hare.
Your face feels very clear too. It's like extra clear.
Extra, extra.
I did a lot of 10 directionals because it's just getting closer and closer and closer.
Walked in and not just because it was open on us, I was like, it feels extra space.
Game changer.
And these I pick so we can either take them off and we can roll them, you know what I mean, or stack them, or they're pretty. Look at them little specks like the beautiful pink ones. It must have misted last night. Did it mist here?
read from chapter 7 of the Bhagavad Gita. There's a lot of talk about parampara and what it means in the community, and it means one after the other. And the parampara for me was Srila Prabhupada, his vibration was in the Bhagavad Gita, and the Bhagavad Gita led me to Krishna and led me to a higher taste and led me to want to spread Krishna consciousness. And when all that happened, I really wasn't in a spot to spread Krishna consciousness, but I knew that if you just invited people into your home, talked about the Bhagavad Gita, read some passages, had some prasad, that things would change, hearts would turn, love that wasn't awakened would wake up. You don't need a lot to invite people over to your house and talk about Krishna. You just need the holy name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, and prasad. You don't even need the Bhagavad Gita. You can just talk about Krishna, because Krishna is literally everywhere and in everything, and that's what chapter 7 talks about. When you go hiking or camping, you're in the arms of God. Krishna states over and over and over again, I am that. I am the thing that you're talking about. I'm also the things that make up the thing that you're talking about. When I got into Krishna consciousness, I wanted to spread it, but I wasn't sure how to do it. So I would go to websites and I would get flyers, and I would hang out at shows and I would hand out flyers. And you're talking to people that have never really thought about this. And the strength that you get from the vibration of the teachers, because the vibration, the Vani, is ever present. The instructions of the teachers are always there. The vibration of Srila Prabhupada, pushing me to spread Krishna consciousness is always there. It's the one thing that helped me ascend to the person that I'm supposed to be. I always wanted to help people and to bring them closer to God, but I wasn't really able to with the activities and the pastimes that I was engaged in. So I'm grateful for the eternal presence of Srila Prabhupada and his vibration. And I take the dust from his feet and I put it on my head. And I worship the ground that the pure devotees walk upon. Because without them, I would still be lost in an ocean of suffering and darkness. And nobody wants that. So if you want to spread Krishna consciousness and you don't know what to do, ask your heart how you would do it. I'm an artist, so I did flyers, and I'm a chef, so I enjoy cooking for other people. But everybody's got tools in their toolbox to help spread Krishna consciousness. Put yourself in a weird, uncomfortable spot and just start talking about Krishna. It's a great test because if your faith is weak or lacks conviction, then you're going to create enemies for yourself. And when you go out and you realize that maybe this person that I'm talking to about Krishna is going to, the talk that he had with me is going to stay with me, whether him and I are on the same page or not. But if your conviction is weak, then you're going to create enemies. And in Krishna consciousness, you really can't have enemies like that. You can have enemies for the proper reasons, but enemies in your mind are the ones that are going to hold you down on a daily basis because you created those in your mind. Anyways, I'm sorry to babble. I get really inspired talking about Krishna consciousness and the spreading of Krishna consciousness and the gifts that my Guru has bestowed upon me. Chapter 7 of the Bhagavad Gita, as it is, translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. We're going to start at text 4. And it says, earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. Altogether, these eight comprise high separated energies. In this world, you've got spiritual energy and material energy. And there's nothing in between. So if something is not material, then it's spiritual, or it's in the ether. Besides this inferior nature, O mighty armed Arjuna, there is a superior energy of mind, which are all living entities who are struggling with material nature and are sustaining the universe. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, it states, O Supreme Eternal, if the embodied living entities were eternal and all-pervading like you, then they would not be under your control. But if the living entities are accepted as minute energies of your lordship, then they are once subject to your supreme control. Therefore, real liberation entails surrender by the living entities to your control, and that surrender will make them happy. In that constitutional position, only they can be controllers. Therefore, men with limited knowledge who advocate the monistic theory that God and the living entities are equal in all respects are actually misleading themselves and others. Srila Prabhupada continues, the Supreme Lord Krishna is the only controller, and all living entities are controlled by him. These living entities are his superior energy because the quality of their existence is one and the same with the Supreme, but they are never equal to the Lord in quantity of power. While exploiting the gross and subtle inferior energy, matter, the superior energy, the living entity, forgets his real spiritual mind and intelligence. This forgetfulness is due to the influence of matter upon the living entity. That is the illusion of Maya. But when the living entity becomes free from the influence of the illusory material energy, he attains the state called mukti, or liberation. The false ego, under the influence of material illusion, thinks, I am matter, and material acquisitions are mine. This actual position is realized when they are liberated from all material ideas, including the conception of his becoming one in all respects with God. Therefore, one may conclude that the Gita confirms the living entity to be only one of the multi-energies of Krishna. And when this energy is freed from material contamination, it becomes fully Krishna consciousness or liberated. When you get pulled for drunk driving, it is called under the influence, right? When you're under the influence of Maya, you are under the influences of the external substance and the illusion that this world holds. So yes, you are living under the influence. Krishna continues, of all that is material and all that is spiritual in this world, know for certain that I am both its origin and dissolution. This next verse is very popular, and it's been said over and over and over again. O conqueror of wealth, and he's talking to Arjuna. O conqueror of wealth, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me, as pearls are strung on a thread. Krishna continues, O son of Kunti, I am the taste of water, the light of the sun and the moon, the syllable Om in the Vedic mantras. I am the sound in ether and the ability in man. I am the ability in man. That's one of my favorite parts of this quote, because without your ability, you're nothing. You can't do anything. You can't even think. You know, nothing moves. Nothing moves without the grace of God. I am the original fragrance of the earth, and I am the heat in fire. I am the life of all that lives, and I am the penances of the ascetics. O son of Pertha, know that I am the original seed of all existences, the intelligence of the intelligent, and the prowess of all powerful men. Krishna continues, I am the strength of the strong, devoid of passion and desire. I am sex life which is not contrary to religious principles. O Lord of the Bharat. Krishna is without lust, passion, and desire, because Bhima expressed this on the battlefield. So whenever you hear about the pastimes of Radha and Krishna and this, that, and the other, it is in the mode of innocence and an esoteric, beautiful friendship, not anything contaminated by the veil of the material world. People get weird when they talk about the intimate pastimes of Radha and Krishna. Krishna is without lust, passion, and desire. So those things are not there. And we aren't even supposed to understand the relationship that Radha has with Krishna. The scriptures say that we're not even supposed to understand God. How can we understand that? It's the absolute. You're not going to understand the absolute. You can be in awe of it, but understanding it, that's for scientists who aren't going to understand it anyways. Krishna continues, all states of being, be they of goodness, passion, or ignorance, are manifested by my energy. I am in one sense everything, but I am independent. I am not under the modes of this material nature. God is everything, but God is also separate from everything. Deluded by these three modes of goodness, passion, and ignorance, the whole world does not know me, who am above the modes and inexhaustible. This divine energy of mine, consisting of the three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome. But those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. Those miscreants who are grossly foolish, lowest among mankind, whose knowledge is stolen by illusion, and who partake of the atheistic nature of demons, do not surrender unto me. O best among the Bharat, 4 kinds of pious men render devotional service unto me: the distressed, the desire of wealth, the inquisitive, and he who is searching for the knowledge of the absolute. We've all prayed in great times of crisis, but hopefully we also pray in great times of joy, or in times of just regular life. You don't want to be constantly asking for something in vain or in stress. Your relationship with God, and that's what religion at its core is. It's your personal relationship with God. Nobody here in this room or at home is going to have the same relationship with God as anybody else does because it's personal. And if it's personal, that means that only you can understand it. So religion, however else the world sees it, is your personal relationship with God. There's guidelines for groups, and there's cues that you can take, but in the end, it's you and God. At the beginning, it was you and God, and in the end, it will be you and God. Of these, the wise one, who is in full knowledge, in union with me through pure devotional service, is the best, for I am very dear to him, and he is very dear to me. All those devotees are undoubtedly monogamous souls, but he who is situated in knowledge of me, I consider verily to dwell in me. Being engaged in transcendental service to me, he attains me. Krishna continues. After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders unto me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare. Those whose minds are distorted by material desires surrender unto demigods and follow the particular rules and regulations of worship according to their own natures. But I am in everyone's heart as the supersoul. As soon as one desires to worship the demigods, I make his faith steady so that he can devote themselves to some particular deity. And that deity's job, 9 times out of 10, is to push you towards Krishna. Endowed with such a faith, he seeks favors of a particular demigod and obtains their desires. But in actuality, these benefits are bestowed by me alone. People of small intelligence worship the demigods, and their fruits are limited and temporary. Those who worship the demigods go to the planets of the demigods, but my devotees ultimately reach my supreme planet. There are many heavenly planets and many gods, and Krishna will put you where you work the hardest. Unintelligent people who do not know me think that I have assumed this form and personality. Due to their small knowledge, they do not know my higher nature, which is changeless and supreme. I am never manifest to the foolish and unintelligent. For them, I am covered by eternal creative potency, Yoga Maya, and so the deluded world knows me not, who am unborn and infallible. O Arjuna, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, I know everything that has happened in the past, all that is happening in the present, and all things that are yet to come. I also know all living entities, but me no one knows. O Arjuna, O conqueror of the foe, all living entities are born into delusion, overcome by the dualities of desire and hate. Persons who have acted piously in previous lives and in this life, whose sinful actions are completely eradicated and who are freed from the duality of delusion, engage themselves in my service with determination. Intelligent persons who are endeavoring for liberation from old age and death take refuge in me in devotional service. They are actually Brahman because they entirely know everything about transcendental and fruitive activities. Those who know me as the Supreme Lord, as the governing principle of the material manifestation, who know me as the one underlying all demigods, and as the one sustaining in all sacrifices, can, with steadfast mind, understand and know me even at the time of death. That is the end of chapter 7. Hare Krishna. I wanted to go back and, talk about a passage. People will ask me, how do I become closer with God? And the answer that I give them a lot of the times is go outside more. When you go outside, your consciousness expands instantly. And you're in the presence of the sun or the moon. You're in the presence of animals and trees. The scriptures say that all those contain the energy of Krishna. And when you take walks by yourself, in the forest, in the desert, in the mountains, you can't help but feel embraced by the arms of God. So if you want more spiritual energy in your life, it's important to go outside. You can chant all you want to, but the activity and the experience of going outside with a spiritual mindset is greatly beneficial. I also tell people to get a bicycle because that also helps clear the mind. The second you start hiking up a hill or pedaling or struggling to move, the script in your head changes, the chatter stops, because your goal is instantly different. I have to pedal harder, I have to adjust my weight on this hill so I don't slide down the rocks. It's hot out, so you feel the sun, you start to sweat. The energy of the Lord and the super soul is in all of that. O son of Kunti, I am the taste of water, the light of the sun and the moon, the syllable Om in the Vedic mantras, and I am the sound in ether and the ability in man. I am the sound in ether means I am the vibration of sound that cuts through the quietness. You know, when you chant the Maha mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, you are cleaving the silence. You are impregnating the silence of the room. You are planting seeds of vibration in the area around you. When you look at chanting as a ritual with a purpose and a sankalpa, then your chanting becomes more and more precious, easier to achieve, and you can go as deep as you want because the mantra is endless. You can go as deep as you want. There's other mantras and there's other ways and there's other austerities. But chanting Hare Krishna and keeping Krishna on your tongue and talking about Krishna and eating Krishna's food, eating prasad, is the quickest way to transcendental spiritual liberation. Hare Krishna. So, I definitely urge everybody to try to spread Krishna consciousness and talk about Krishna because you can change people's lives in 1 minute. Srila Prabhupada says it takes 1 minute to change someone's lives and to lead them to a higher taste. And it's easy. All right, we're going to do Kirtan, the transcendental group chanting of the holy names. Whoa, it's a folding mess. We're going to take about 5 minutes. Man, what's going on, buddy?
Anybody gonna take a whirl on drums tonight?
Do you want to come on? Sure.
So, let's back this up. Give us just another minute. We have a couple more flashes.